You know what, let's just keep it like this for now, and let's start animating some of the characters using the animation player. I don't think this is something I've ever shown you guys, so we can do a little bit of animation work, and I can show you guys how to make your, when you enter a scene, look a lot cooler. Like right here is a good example of, instead of just showing the book when we open it up, instead of showing just this screen, we have this book opening animation. And it's just a couple frames, you know? It's only like 6 or 8 frames or so, but just that much is enough to make it look like, hey, that's kind of cool. Another place we can check is right here. When we open this, you can see like the scroll expanding, you know? And so it gives it more of an illusion of like, hey, something's moving, which is what you want to do for your games. So I'm thinking maybe we move this character, the shopkeeper, just slightly from the left into position, just where he is right now. And then this one as well, we're gonna go from the opposite side. The sword is gonna be like maybe starting right here, and he's gonna just move into position. So let's close this, and then we're gonna go to, we're gonna create an animation player. Animation player. And okay. So let's see, we're gonna do animation. We're gonna have to click this and go new, and it's gonna ask us for a new animation name. So we're gonna do shopkeeper, shopkeeper, move, initialize, shopkeeper initialize, shopkeeper screen initialize, rename shopkeeper screen, screen initialize. So everything in this screen will initialize at the same time. Okay. So then in here, we're gonna set this up first. So we're gonna do 0.1, and then we're gonna scroll in so that we can see more of these tick marks like this. And then let's have the animation run over maybe 0.6 seconds right now. We don't know yet. So what do we have to do here? We want to take what we want to animate, which is the shopkeeper. He's a button. Why is he a button? Interesting, okay. He's a button, and what we want to do is we want to move him. So layout. And this is his final position, right guys? His final position. So we're gonna put it at 0.4. Oh, and here's another thing we didn't do. We only want to land on these exact increments, but we're landing on like not even increments right now. So what we have to do is we have to hit apply snapping. And now we're gonna lock in to each of these increments. Okay, so we're gonna go to 0.4. And then let's do this. Let us go to the shopkeeper. Remember, this needs to be selected. And then we're gonna go to transform to find its position. And then we're gonna keyframe this. So what this does is it's gonna keyframe this position for us for the shopkeeper. Okay, so basically when we get to 0.4, if we play this, the shopkeeper will automatically be at this position. But what does that mean really? If we play this, we're not going to see anything. There's no movement because we have to start from some other position. So at 0, 0, let's move this shopkeeper, okay? Let's move him to the left. Maybe like right here or so. And then let's keyframe this right here. Okay, so now when we play this, he's gonna come in like this. Sweet, right? So if we run this, it's not gonna do anything right now, but we can try this out. So let's go to our script in our screen, and let's go at the very start. We'll go, we have to first connect our animation player right here. And then using the animation player that we connected, we're gonna go right here and say animation player.play. And then from here we can play whatever animations we created. So we're gonna create this one. Play this one, sorry. Save that. And if we run it, like that. Interesting, right? Of course, he goes like right into place. Maybe you want him to overshoot just a little bit before he falls into place. But this is a nice start. And maybe you want him to accelerate a little faster. That was fast. Yeah, right? That's all it takes, dude, honestly. So let's make the animation just slightly cooler. So let's shrink the amount of time that it takes. I think it takes a little bit too long. So then we're gonna bring this down to maybe like 0.3, and then let's just test it out by playing it. I think that's much faster. That's a lot nicer already. And also what you want to do when you animate is maybe we can't do it with this. Here, no, we can make him super fast. So let's do this. At 0.1, okay, so let's see. At 0.1, let's make sure we have our shopkeeper selected. Move him slightly back towards here. And then we're gonna keyframe his position right here. So let's check we did it right. So it's gonna be very close to his initial position. And then right here, let's see, let's just play it. He kind of has that like initial lag, you know? It gives him a little bit more weight. You see what I mean? I don't know if you guys see that difference. It's like he starts off slow and then he suddenly accelerates. I think that's really cool. So that's one part of it, right? But I think it'd be cool to have the sword move in from the other direction. So let's do that. Maybe not as much movement as the shopkeeper, but we can do something small. Let's go to let's go animation player. Yep, that's where we want it to go. And then this time we want to select the sword. And let's give him a final position first. So we're probably using 0.3. This is when the shopkeeper lands into position, so make sure the sword is selected. We're gonna go straight down to layout transform because we want to see the position, and then we're gonna keyframe this right here, just like that. Okay, and then from here, let's move him slightly back. Move our sword 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frames this way. And then let's add that frame. And then let's go pretty far, maybe like right here or so. For this one, keyframe. And then for the final frame, just 1, 2 frames over, 2 pixels over. And then let's see what that looks like. Very interesting. Let's see what that looks like actually. His movement, maybe we need to move him from a farther distance. I feel like it's too jerky. You never really know until you actually play around with it. Maybe he doesn't have to land into position at the same time as the shopkeeper either. So the nice thing about this is you can kind of drag and drop your points as well, just to test it out. Okay, I think this one's a little bit better. Or maybe it's better for them to all land at the same time. Shoot. It does look like it's a lot messier now. Let's try that. What do you guys think? That looks better? We'll take this. And then what else? What can we do? I think we can probably move the buttons into place as well. Should we maybe bring it up from the bottom? Or should we swing it in from the side? Or maybe we can do a transparent fade. We can try all sorts of things. Let's do a fade. Can the buttons fly in with the shelf? Yeah, exactly. So let's try something different right here. For the buttons, let's do a fade. Just so you guys can see all the different ways you can animate something. So we're gonna take the button, just this container I think, it has all the buttons inside it. And so we're gonna take this and we're gonna first do the final position first, just like before. Always work with the final one. So maybe like 0.3 or so. This is like the final for the buttons. And what we want to keyframe here is not the position, but it's gonna be under visibility and modulate. So for modulate, we're gonna do this as it is. Create. Okay, and then let's do this right here at the start. Let's do fully transparent, and then let's keyframe it. And now let's take a look at what it looks like. Yo. Yo. That's the juice, dude. That is the juice. I'm telling you guys, it's just that easy. That's all it takes, really. Okay, but let's make it even cooler. So let's do scale. We're gonna do all the different animations. So